not going to lie, man. Sometimes it does get a little burdensome. It's the cross I have to bear that for whatever reason, I understand how to rule the world. Like social engineering and psyops and how people are manipulatable and what rulers actually have to go through and how they do it.
I see as clear as day.
Most people don't. You know, you're given that for a reason. You know, the good news is there's got to be a reason I know this stuff. And I think it's because, you know, God granted me this insight. Social engineering is my aptitude doesn't begin to explain it. And meth being nice, I know it might sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I'm not. This is literally a burdensome gift. Do you know how few people understand how to rule the entire world through spells?
Doing this is Covert Radio, and this is brutally honest, fearlessly unapologetic talk radio. Covert Radio is delivering the highest level of discerning insight into events, people, and the contrived lies of the demented tide. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to get to here, so just want to remind everybody this is radio format, but I am going to have you take a look at the screen here. And, you know, there's going to be a lot of information in this too. You know, there's, my mind is just blown, and I know I say that, but like, I seriously can't believe what I just saw. And I want to give a shout out to the Covert Radio Tribunal members, the Patreons. There was one in my spam that I just saw in the last 24 hours. So I am going to address that here, probably after this or later on today, the 8th here. It's July the 8th, 2025. I don't understand. I mean, these inboxes and, you know, you try to make rules and all this stuff. I mean, and I've showed this before. I have like 3,000 or 4,000 emails in the Covert Radio Gmail account, and I don't know. I don't know why things from Patreon go to my spam box. I really don't. Not all of it. It's just sometimes. So just a shout out to the new Covert Radio Tribunal members. I just saw it. I know it was about a week ago, but I just saw it. So I'll address that and get your everything over to you there. All the links for things covered in this video that, you know, I feel like maybe you guys might want to take a look at is going to be in the description, including a link for the Covert Radio Tribunal Patreon membership if you want to support this type of media. You know, well, I don't know. I'm just not going to address it. Just not going to address it because, well, man, I'll save it for another time. We got bigger fish here to fry. And again, I can't believe what I saw. And it reminded me of something. Well, this is how it works in my head. It's like I see something and then it's really like opening a door and then a billion doors and 100 hallways. And it just, I don't know, it goes on and on and on. And I always feel like, I have to re-explain, over-explain, show. And I feel like I don't have to with a lot of you guys, but we're getting to a point now where what Owen's doing is called anchoring bias. And I'm going to explain that here in a moment. Like I said, I can't believe what I just saw. I really can't. We're going to play a few things that are on the Owen Benjamin subreddit. But it's a weapon. It's another weapon out of the 100 to 300 psychological, rhetorical fallacy weapons that Owen Benjamin has used to maintain him not having a job for the last 6 years, but yet sitting in a $2 million property. Anchoring bias is a new thing that he's doing. And it's not that new. It's just he's at a level now where I have to call it out. He's just, in my opinion, Owen Benjamin is one of the worst human beings on planet Earth. And see, with anchoring bias, though, that's something that low IQ people and lazy people will never investigate. And Owen knows that. And what started this train of thought for me is I was on the interstate earlier today and I saw, and I'm going basically the speed limit, and I had my trailer and everything on my truck, and and this truck comes blowing past me. It was like, well, I don't know what color. It was dark, but he had, and I saw the driver. It was a younger kid, I should say. And he had the Yellowstone logo on his door. Full logo, the Y. And I'm talking about the Kevin Costner series called Yellowstone, okay? Which is about this ranch and, whatever. It's about a lot of stuff. I've never really watched it. I started watching it and I was like, oh, wow. I got to save this for one day when I have time to binge watch all of it because it seems good, entertainment wise, but I always feel like I don't want to waste the time, to watch things like that. So, but I know I'm going to watch it and I already know I'd like it. So I quit watching it. But then I see things like this and all the merch I've seen over the last several years showing up with, Yellowstone just shows how big of a deal it is, how popular it is. It's definitely surgical in who it targeted for an audience. And again, this is Media 101. I'm not going to get into all of it, but when I saw this truck and this young kid with his Yellowstone big logo on the side of his truck, like it really got me thinking down this road of like, what causes these people to, it's almost like they're born followers. They're born followers. And the way I can relate this to people who are either in the Beartaria cult or they're a fanboy of Owen Benjamin, there are people that are born into following and they will never be a leader. They will never have the capacity to kind of think outside the box. And there's a lot of reasons for that. It's not so much always intelligence, it's fear sometimes. But, there was a social experiment many years ago, and I talked about this before. I think Dylan was Sotomayor, but the experiment was called something like social proof. And it's, they say anybody can test it at any time. And this is what it feels like to be a leader, if you've ever wondered. And you can watch the followers all around you because 9 out of 10 times this works. It's called the social proof experiment. And it's this thing where, people tend to copy the actions of other people who are, they're doing something out of the norm. And I guess, the best way you could do this is go on a street, you have to be sort of a busy street, and just look up and point up to the sky, point up to a building, point up to, a 4, 5, 8, 10 stories up in the air, and just like, don't say anything. Just open your eyes real big and look up and point, or look up in the sky and point. And immediately this psychological phenomenon kicks in where people will stop. They're going to look up at what you're pointing at, and then they're going to start like, what? Look. Especially if you could have it to a point where there is something up, a different color window or somebody waving or whatever. A good example of this is back in the TRL days in Manhattan on Broadway, where the TRL cast, or what was his name? Carson Daly, and the cameras and the lighting. You can go in Manhattan and see the buildings glowing on that floor. And 9 times out of 10, whoever the famous person or musician was, they'd look out and they'd wave because, New York police would set up the barricades and all these young kids would be there. That's social proof. And these kids copy the behaviors of other people because they don't want to be the outsider. Like, you don't want to be the person just walking past. And, a lot of people give into the situation when there's more than one. But to really understand the dynamic of a cult, you will feel that as soon as you get one person to look up and mimic what you're doing. So the problem is, though, with Owen Benjamin and, people like who feel compelled to put a TV show logo on their vehicle, and he probably lives the part. And I want to grab him and I want to be like, why don't you fucking buy your own 10 acres? Start small, buy 20 acres, 10 acres, whatever. Start a little homestead. Use your last initial or call it something. Give it a name and brand your vehicle with your initial or with the name of your little ranch, your little farm, your 10 acre, And I'm just like, but see, not everybody's capable of that. And they don't even really want to do that. They want to follow. And Owen Benjamin has taken advantage of those people for the last 6 years. People look to other people on how to behave. And Owen has taken full advantage of that. And he has purposefully withheld information. Purposely. And I'm going to show you again when he starts talking about, I'm walking the path of truth now. I'm going to show you everything. Listen to me. How many videos have I done showing Owen Benjamin saying, I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to disclose, and it never happens. It never, ever, ever happens. Now what he's doing is even more deceptive, and it's called an anchoring bias, where, and I proved that in one of the last videos where he's like, he's at the Ursa Rio and I showed in 2 months, he alone has done more work on that property than has been done in 6 years. And then he bitches about the people who probably paid to get there. I still want to get in touch with whoever the Canadians are. Whoever that is. I want to get in touch with them. I want to see what they paid to go on that piece of property, or if they were investors or whatever the case is. And he bitched about it. Like, I had to get the paths, rocks. Like, did you? To me, 6 years later, you're shining up this perpetual money grift. There's a guy named Umar Johnson that I've covered, and I'm going to get back into him eventually too, where I said from day one when he bought this trap house bando school building, I said, here we go. It's a forever money pit. He will forever try to raise money in trying to get, and it's all racist black folks trying to get their, listen, I'm not even getting into it. If you know about Umar Johnson, good. You know, I've covered some of him in the past, but you know, there's a guy named Lennon Honor who's estimated that, he covers Umar every day just about, but shout out to Lennon Honor, but he estimates around $2 million. $2 million is what Umar Johnson has raised, and the school's still not open. And now it's even worse because all of a sudden it's been vandalized. So, you know, here's Owen. Now he's anchoring these people back into 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago. And he's still leaving out vital information. It's very, very deceptive what he's doing. We're going to go over a bunch of videos here. It's late, so I don't know how much I'm going to get into, but you know, again with this, it's like I look through my archive of some of this stuff, and I'm like, oh, I should grab this. You guys might want to see that. I should remind you of this, remind you of that. Owen, I'm never going to stop keeping the record of this. I just wish I could do it more. You do it almost every day, except 1 or 2 days a week. And there's a reason for that, sir. There's a reason for that. It's the anchoring bias. It's all the other weapons you use. You know, we're going on 6 years. Over 100 acres of land across 2 states. You don't have a job. And you've built yourself an almost $2 million estate. Jobless, unemployed. And yet you just constantly string these low IQ people around by the nose. And now, oh, this is the last year for the festival. You don't want it enough. Really? Because I'm going to show you guys here coming up that it's actually cheaper to take your family to Orlando. Universal Studios, Disney, Islands of Adventure for 3 days. It's cheaper than going to this hayfield where there's a beef company being run out of. There's no campground there. There's nothing there. It's cheaper for you to go to Orlando for Labor Day and go to the Disney parks instead of keep lining Owen Benjamin's pockets and Permy Bear's pockets, in my opinion. And just the ruthlessness of what he's doing. I'll never stop, Owen. I will never stop keeping the record straight. Your COINTELPRO, whatever this is, this PSYOP, I can check 100 boxes, and I have. But you're not going to get away with this without the record being kept. And especially now that you're trying to reinvent reality of how this went down and what's happening and why it's all ending. You've never delivered. You've bled these people dry, and you've never delivered anything that they were investing into. At best, we have fund misappropriation, embezzlement maybe. The breach of trust you've had will go down in history. It's remarkable. And yet you want to fucking talk that I'm on the path of truth. You want to talk about evil. Let's take a look at a couple of these videos. These are in no specific order, but these are things showing up on the Owen Benjamin subreddit, and I will link that in the description. We're just going to take a look at this first. This is literally like some, what are they called? Scientology. I mean, this is so fucking creepy. And you can tell there's nobody around him anymore that knows anything about media. They don't understand anything. Look at the red with the black and all. I mean, it's so bizarre. It's like a horror film. But he's trying to present this as a, like, again, this constant callback to history. This callback. Trying to anchor, and he's using the same images, the same videos, the same bullshit. But the people around him now are so evil and detached. The evil just bleeds through in everything they produce. Watch this. Now, let me see. I thought this was a video. Yeah, here we go.
Got FOMO? Get BitNif. Are you constantly checking your phone, refreshing feeds, feeling like everyone is doing something cooler than you? You might feel alone, but now you don't have to be. Introducing BitNif, the tested and trusted cure for FOMO. This once-a-year treatment is all you need. No more anxious scrolling, no more social envy, just pure, unbothered peace of mind. Clinically tested and mindfully designed. BitNif, be there, not frazzled, because your life is happening now, not on someone else's timeline. Try BitNif today, because missing out isn't the problem, forgetting to live is. Side effects may include happiness, peace of mind, decompression, meeting old friends for the first time, and new addictions, such as gardening, sourdough bread, building domes, joining sports tournaments, good food, clean camping, camaraderie, and belly laughs.
None of this exists. Clean camping in a field where cows shit and piss? Belly laughs. Sourdough? You think nobody's ever had sourdough? Like, just, this is so bizarre and cringy and pathetic. Like, who are you talking to? People from another fucking planet? Have you ever touched a human in your life? If not, this is the place for you. Yeah, like this here, right? Have you ever had the opportunity to man crush and touch a celebrity? Oh, now is your chance. I will bring a black baby and sacrifice it for you, sire. How much money you got? How much money? It doesn't matter. This is the first human interaction I've had on Mel Touch Me in the last 20 years. You got any money? How much money you got? I hope you enjoyed the black baby, the FOMO baby that I brought in dressed in watermelon outfits to make everybody laugh. Right? Like this here. Here she is. This is Rachel right here. There she is. She's the foster parent of this poor little black baby. And this was on their, Instagram or Telegram or whatever it is. 149 people loving it. All the comments section going crazy. I'll buy him. Ha ha ha. An unauthorized meme. Ha ha ha. Yeah, the hit of the festival last year, right? Yeah. Known open bigot racist, right? This was when I keep talking about the black baby that was sacrificed. This is what I'm talking about. By this evil demonic bitch right here. Right here. Yeah, the big joke from last year, right? This is her. I have a whole video coming up about this, but, I'm getting to a point where, now I see how much of this, listen, you got to understand something. How easy it is for Owen to now walk away with $1 million plus in property that you bought him, and he never delivered one fucking thing that you invested into. He's literally run it into the ground. Literally. He cannot, he's saying now, and I'm going to play it. This is the last festival. This is it. You don't want to give me any more money? Fuck you. You made the guy a millionaire. You. And he's pissed that it's over, that you're not giving him any more. And he's walking away a millionaire landowner and in my opinion, a partner in a beef company that's being run off of the ground that they're supposed to be a campground on. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. And these people are so fucking detached. Everything just about this lunatic has said in this video is a lie. It's propaganda. This is like fucking, like this is some North Korean shit.
Side effects may include happiness, peace of mind, decompression, meeting old friends for the first time.
Why? You work in a field just like, oh, crushing, hardest crush ever. Everybody paid me $1,000 to come here, buy me more land so they can work on my land for free. Oh, but it's such a great time, right, lunatic, whoever's talking here?
Bitnif today, because missing out isn't the problem. Forgetting to live is. Side effects may include happiness, peace of mind, decompression, meeting old friends for the first time, and new addictions, such as gardening, sourdough bread, building domes, joining sports tournaments, good food.
Yeah, building a dome you bought for $1,200 that then you get to fucking build while drinking your own piss. Am I lying? Am I lying? No, I'm not. Sports tournaments. Where? Cow patties, fucking hopscotch? What? Cow shit bingo? Is that what we're playing here?
Clean camping, camaraderie, and belly laughs. Bitnif can be found on BeartariaCampGrounds.com. There is limited availability, so don't wait. Bitnif is only available August 29th through September 1st.
Limited availability. That's not a fucking grift. Limited availability on over 100 acres? There's no camping spots. What's limited? What is limited, you lying lunatic? What is limited? There's no camping spots. There's no RV camping spots. There's no shore power. What the fuck are you talking about, you lying bitch?
Goodbye.
Come on, piss boy.
FOMO, hello, Bitnif.
Look at the perfectly staged beach balls. There's no sand, no water you can swim in, but they're perfectly staged for media day. What's sodomy, Daddy? There he is. Crisis identity bear. Identity crisis bear. Daddy, I'll degrade myself. Do you love me yet? Daddy, I'll degrade myself some more. Do you love me yet, Daddy? Every skit, everything that comes out of this monster's mouth or mind is self-deprecating, race-hating, racist shit. Like he's not black. It's the most bizarre shit I've ever seen in my life. I thought Tommy was bad with hating that he's black. This dude, it's beyond. Like, this is token bear, but I don't even know if you can classify that of what he is. Because, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff they're in. It's all based around it's so fucking bizarre. Beartaria Campgrounds that doesn't exist. And again, you know, I'm already feeling like this was a mistake. I just can't, man. Come on, let's go. This is yesterday. Come on there, psycho boy. Tell us all about your truth now. Come on.
Just about what the system is, what the God that just wants you to obey is, how your actions matter. And it all absolutely is related to what I have to talk about with Festival. Because people say things, but they do other things. And as I was going to sleep last night, because I'm running numbers and I just know it's not sustainable, which is cool. It doesn't mean we don't have fun adventures coming up and everything. But last night I just wrote, if you feared the consequences of being morally wrong or lying or stealing or envy, like you fear being punished by the government or the banking system, we would not need a government or a banking system. You fear punishment from your God. Like that's what a God is, right? You fear it's who you fear punishment from. And for disobeying, that's what God is. If you fear the punishment from a politician or a tech algorithm more than the creator of heaven and earth and the writer of morality, then your God is whatever you fear, and you will live in the hell of your own creation. And that's a fact that you do not need to fact check. And that might sound heavy, but you see it everywhere. I know it's not my Twitter algorithm. I know it's everybody's.
See, this is a psyop, and Owen is not dumb. Again, like I said, this is some evil shit of anchoring bias is what he's attempting to do. And he not attempting is what he's actually going to keep doing. But, you know, Owen knows that, and it's worked for him for 6 years. Like all these low IQ people, and it's not just low IQ people, it's most people, like when they're under stress, they fear losing something more than you start. Like there's a saying where it's like, oh, if you fear, how's it go? If you fear losing your rights over whatever, if you fear, I forget how it goes. It's a politician. It was like Benjamin Franklin, or I don't know who it was. You know, it was like if you fear the loss of liberty over the sense of freedom, you deserve neither, or something like that. I forget what it is, but that's true to form. And no one understands that. And that's why he's always like, you know, every time he's been really pushing with fundraising, it's been fear. And I've played this over and over again. It's always been fear. That's why it worked in 2020 so well. Because people fear loss more than they value things they can gain. They don't want to lose what they have because they don't know what they have to gain. So, you know, people will always choose the safe way, what's familiar, whatever. And this, in my opinion, is a psyop because Owen knows these low IQ people, they're all an opportunity to take, they're a mark to take money out of their pocket. And he has set everything up and just keeps reinforcing it. Oh, it's God and this and that. And by the way, the festival, oh, your government, you're this. And if you're the government and tyranny, oh, the festival. What the fuck does one have to do with the other, Owen, anymore? Nothing. Absolutely nothing, except putting more money in your pocket and buying you more land. I was up all night, you guys, crunching the numbers. It just doesn't work out. Wait. You already own the land. The taxes have been paid. All the vendors got to pay to come there and rent spaces and be vendors. People pay to bring their vehicles there. They pay for accommodations like ice. They pay out of their pocket for food. So what isn't making sense? Everything so far has nothing to do with money coming out of your pocket. But he knows these low IQ people will not analyze that. They won't analyze it because family, bear, belly laughs, bear society, culture, bear events, bear sports events. Again, these dummies, they value things that they know that they don't want to lose. That's why coming out of this cult is so scary for these people. And Owen knows that. That's why I've said, and I truly believe this is a psyop.
It's just, where's the list? I demand. Oh, the government. I regret. But it's just, but what do you fear? Who are you begging? Right? Who is your master?
Fear.
And I asked a long time ago, who is your master? Remember that? I was drunk with a bear on my head. I'm like, who is your master?
Anchoring bias. Remember that? Remember when? Remember back then? See, this is a hack into cognitive bias. And again, he knows that. Because dum-dums, idiots, they place a lot of emphasis on the piece of information that is easily readily called or that's coming out of in quotations, a leader's mouth. And it stops them from having to make decisions. So Owen's always going to anchor back to points where it's, remember when I said this, I was right. Remember when you gave me money. Those are his big anchors. Oh, and fear. Obviously, it's always fear. That's part of this psyop.
You ready to answer the question yet? Right? Anarchist behavior and their fear ensures the need for bigger, stronger government. Because that's what they fear. That's who they beg. When you're asking someone for the Epstein list, that is your master, and you're asking for hidden knowledge. And the reason people do this Epstein charade is to ensure that the population knows who their master is. Because the cube, right? The office cube, the building cube, all the cubes, it represents boundaries. And boundaries aren't just bad, but it represents pressure, boundaries. Continuity, chrono.
Yeah, 2002 called Owen. They want their revelations back of the cube, cubicle, workplace, authority, anarchy. Yeah. You got anything new, buddy? You got anything new? I mean, I don't know how somebody who lives on a farm, who doesn't work, who has no interactions with human beings other than cult members who kiss your ass and tell you how great you are. You have people literally monitor every comment that you can see. So you have another bias of like, oh, God, you're so right. Oh, God, you're so right. In one of these videos, and the trolls, they're not around. Why, Owen? What do you mean the trolls aren't around anymore? You don't see it because of Huntington and these other cocks who monitor and are gatekeepers for the information you can see. Idiots, you know that. You know that. So where's the trolls? Oh, the trolls, they are not here because, just like you blocked me again on Twitter. Again. Well, how come people don't speak up against my genius understanding and synopsis of life? Oh, because everybody who is calling you out, you just silence them. And then you hurry and try to hide everybody on your own little pay services. So no, nobody can call me out now. It's over. It's over. Ladle TV is way, way too much of a Hail Mary. Way too late in the game there, Cringe King. Okay? Come on, Cringe King. Like, what other ground-shaking insight do you have, Owen?
Seeding your children to sustain the past. And what it is you will have hell until you realize it's you that's doing it to yourself.
Or until you give me money.
Maybe you should have a protest or demand some change. Maybe a well-worded tweet will work this time. Demand your master give you what you want, that Epstein list. Even though every hotel in America has barely legal pornos, anybody that believes in property rights understands boundaries. Right? That's what boundaries are. And so it's always finding that balance. But just know that you want it. And this is going to bring me to the Beartaria Festival. This isn't a black pill at all. This is just the truth.
Yeah, true.
And I made a vow to myself a long time ago. I'm just going to live an honest life. And I don't have a secret life. My secrets, I do have secrets. I do have things I don't tell the world. Every single one of them is because other people are involved and I don't want to hurt people's feelings, and it's not a big deal. I'm capable of not just telling the world everything all the time, but I don't have that in me because I know that's how you get manipulated. I know that is how people can really get used and affected. And I know that it's like cancerous, you know? And one thing that I've learned over the years is when people tell me their secret lives or they relate to me through these streams because I'm so open. Like I say the things that I'm going to show you Andrew Bustamante explaining how the CIA works and stuff like that. It's exactly the opposite of the road to quote unquote success in the system. Like I don't project a false image. I don't do like, I'll get to his stuff in a second. But then once someone shows me their secrets, then
I just wait for them to defy me and call me out or tell me and quit me. I just wait for them to quit me, and then I destroy their lives. Like you've done every single time with people who have been close to you in the last 6 years. Who the fuck are you trying to fool, sir? Again, low IQ people who are exposed to this. I mean, this is a psyop propaganda, effort at this point. You know, it really is, because none of it is real. And here he goes. I'm just waiting for him to mention Hollywood or Vince Vaughn or whatever the fuck, like he's done over and over and over every day. It's always the authority bias. Oh, this one time in Hollywood. Yeah, the authority bias, low IQ people loving it, right? So there's just nothing but bullshit, lies, propaganda, and fucking like unverifiable things that he knows these low IQ people are not going to verify. There's no truth that he has said yet. Nothing. You like I
stuck with me forever. Like they always have me in their head, and that's why sometimes I get some of the craziest stalkers in the world.
Because I'm not going to allow you to manipulate people, Owen. I am not going to watch you lie to low IQ people and manipulate them. You have no employment, no job, nothing. You've done Look, explain this, Owen, okay? I just want you to explain this here, okay? So I've covered this ad nauseum, right? This is where you live, okay? Under the corporation, the same corporation that owns Ursa Rio, which is where the fake campground movie set is. And I don't care who says what about nothing. I don't care. To me, it is a movie set. I don't care what Adam Camacho says. I don't care what any of them say. My observation is it is a movie set. It is a movie set. And it'll make sense what I just said about Adam here coming up. Because you either quote or say, you keep repeating something you say Adam Camacho said. That's coming up here in either this video or the next one. I don't care what anybody says. It's a fairy tale make-believe bullshit LARP. It's lipstick on a fucking pig that was never meant to work. It's a money pit, just like Umar Johnson. You pulled the permits for that piece of property. You did. But here's what I don't understand, sir. You're so honest and everything's so legit and you're just... so here's the sister parcel, the 10 acres that you built a almost $2 million estate on. The piece of property when you bought it was valued at $200,000. And in the period that you're supposedly building a campground across 2 states, Missouri and Idaho, you're building Beartaria campgrounds in 2 states, Missouri and Idaho. You've accrued over 100 acres of land. there is still not one viable camp spot, especially in Missouri. And how or why a beef company has full run and full access to this piece of property is beyond anybody's understanding. And you won't explain it. But explain this. This is public information because it's under an LLC. This isn't private information, and I've done you a favor by redacting a lot of the information in this. $207,000 in 2020. And I haven't looked this year, but last assessment in 2024 is $1.6 million. The total improvements on this piece of land right here, see that? $134,000 every single year. You've almost doubled the amount of improvements. You've done over $1 million in improvements. This is state tax information, county tax information. $1 million of improvements? No job, no employment, no campground. Assessment, $1.6 million. How are you paying almost $7,000 a year in taxes with no employment? Are you making enough bars of soap to pay $7,000 in taxes a year just for your house? Well, I should say the sister parcel of Beartaria Campgrounds. $6,000 a year just in taxes, property tax, and it's gone up since then, I guarantee it, because this is for 2024.
Oh, that's why I say write your bear names. Like, tell me stuff with your bear name. Like, the truth will set you free. Like, I'm not judging you, or like, you know, you shouldn't feel weird about that.
Yeah, say it with your bear name, because Owen knows dum-dums conform. Again, I talked about the social proof psychology experiment. Owen knows that people choose the familiar over any other instinct. They'll ignore mostly all of their other instincts and choose familiar. And again, most psyops, you know, these aren't obstacles. These are opportunities. Again, Owen looks at these people as opportunities to put money in his pocket. How can you not work and yet pay $7,000 a year just for the 10 acres you live on? That's not the 100 and some acres out in Missouri where there's no campground. There's supposed to be, but there isn't. There's constant fundraising for it, right? But there's still no campground, right? Right, Permy Bear? Keep pushing the campground, Lord. Still working. We're going to have so much beef. So much beef. Beef. Magic beef. That's why in these psyops, it's all the reality gets changed. Right? Just like going into Scientology, your reality gets changed. What you believe is real. And it's just like, that's why I say it in a bear name, then you can speak here. He wants you to acquiesce. So it's bear name, bear culture, bear society, bear products, bear events. And it's always covering the gamut, but it's been closing down bit by bit by bit by bit, and all the people are leaving. They're gone. Gag and Anchor, they used to have, and maybe they still do. Oh, Bear Product Showcase. It's such a fucking cult. Prove me wrong, though. You can't. He constantly reinforces cult propaganda. Constantly.
Because I don't use people with their secrets, and I never will, and I don't care. But
yet you've used it against Made by Jim Bob. You've used it against Adam Camacho. You've used it. Well, I have yet to see you use it against Sam Mitchell, but I'm sure that's in the oven. Well, you can't do that to Sam. Sam knows too much, I believe, right? Right, Sam? Yeah. And again, we have a unbelievable video coming up about Sam Mitchell, who again, I'll say may very well be the brains behind it all. And I like the fact that Sam's been able to act like, or pretend, well, he's not pretending. He actually believes nobody's paying attention to what he's doing. It's going to be a shocker when I show you everything Sam's been up to. And for all I know, Sam's back in the picture by all accounts. I mean, that's hearsay. I'll be the first to say it, but yeah. See, Owen's careful with who he goes hard on, because you want to talk about secrets. Well, what about Sam's secrets with Beartaria, with the inner workings, with any of the tax holes, with any of it? Any of the shell companies, any of it, any of the booking, the real bookmaking. Where's the fucking money? Because there is no campground. And I mean, how do I prove me wrong? Again, prove me wrong. You want to walk a path of truth? I'm so honest. Then start being honest, Owen.
people are very affected by that. And so that's why if someone tells you a secret and it's not like a crime or something, but don't tell other people, because then that person feels exposed and it really causes a lot of problems. And I happen to not have that. Like, there's so many funny things that happen in my family that I just are not appropriate for the stream because they involve like a kid or something doing something embarrassing. You know, like, though, that's my secret life. Like, my secret life could be, you know, I have a funny experience with someone else and I don't want to share it because they're involved. You understand? But this is what the reality is. And I am on a truth path. Okay. So the festival isn't financially possible. This year, I'm satisfying everybody and we're going to have a blast. And I'm actually looking forward to it more than any other year because I get to participate, and who knows what the future holds. You know, we still have that land there. We can have like meetups, or like if donors, you know, write in and want to use it for a specific thing, I'll like, you know, you'll be able to do that. We'll do Beartaria beef and stuff like that. But this year's festival, so we're just keep managing the budget. And it's funny, I bring people on and it's people you all know and love and trust. And behind the scenes, it's nothing like you think. You know, the idea that there's landscape.
It's people you all know, love, and trust. Keep telling them what they believe, Owen. It's easier for low IQ people, right? It's easier. You think for them. I have to take this back because I'm curious in the secret, Owen. What's the secret?
Reality is, and I am on a truth path, okay?
You are?
So the festival isn't financially possible. This year, I'm satisfying everybody, and we're going to have a...
There's a secret here. What was it now?
But don't tell other people, because then that person feels exposed, and it really causes a lot of problems. And I happen to not have that. Like, there's so many funny things that happen in my family that I just are not appropriate for the stream because they involve like a kid or something doing something embarrassing. You know, like, though, that's my secret life. Like, my secret life could be, you know, I have a funny experience with someone else and I don't want to share it because they're involved.
So your secret life, Owen, could it possibly be your secret life with Permy Bear, your secret agreement of Beartaria beef, your secret agreement of allowing a cattle company, a beef company to have full reign, full run, full use of a piece of property that is supposed to have constant construction of Beartaria campgrounds on it, yet not one fucking campground or RV parking spot or shore power post is sticking up yet in 4 years. You keep buying the property. Somehow you keep getting the money because you keep fundraising for it. You've had three festivals now, or this is the fourth or whatever, or the third. I don't know. I lost count. So what's the secret? What's the secret arrangement? Who else? Is Woody living on the property secretly? How come the donors don't know any of this? Why aren't the donors part of Beartaria Beef? You keep telling them they're buying a campground. They're investing into property so their family can have a place to go. But the reality is, now you're telling them even if you pay to walk on the same piece of property that you already bought, it's still not enough. Woo! And he does it all with a straight face while telling you he's being honest.
You understand? But this is what the reality is. And I am on a truth path. Okay. So the festival isn't financially possible. This year, I'm satisfying everybody and we're going to have a blast. And I'm actually looking forward to it more than any other year because I get to participate.
How isn't the festival, how isn't that possible? You have to rent a porta-john? Because yet you've been raising money for years to put bathrooms in, right? I have years of record of you saying you're raising money for a bathroom. There's no money. So that's one expense. You have to get one or two porta-johns, right? What expense are you talking about, sir? Everybody pays to go there on land they already bought, sir. They pay to park on that property that they already bought, sir. The vendors come there and lease a 10-foot spot so they can hawk their shit and their food to the other cult members. You're not giving vendors free spaces. You're a fucking liar. What do you mean it's not financially feasible? For who? How do you think you're going to get away with this, Owen? That's the real question. I want to know how you think you're just going to sell off into the sunset. How? What do you mean it's not feasible? How's that possible? Everything's already paid for. Like,
and who knows what the future holds? You know, we still have that land there. We can have like...
We don't have anything. It's in your name, and a banker, ex-banker, is running his beef company off of it. That's real.
Like meetups or like if donors, you know, write in and want to use it for a specific thing, I'll like, you know, you'll be able to do that. We'll do Beartaria beef and stuff like that.
Huh? We'll what? We're gonna what? We? Who's we, Owen? What does that mean?
But this year's festival, so we're just keep managing the budget. And it's funny, I bring people on and it's people you all know and love and trust.
Oh, okay.
And behind the scenes, it's nothing like you think. You know, the idea that there's land scams or any type of manipulation is so preposterous.
Where is the campground, sir? Where is Beartaria Campgrounds? Where? Where's the bathrooms you've been raising money for years? Where? Where's the parking spots? Where's the children's playground that in this video I'm about to show you, which I played in another video, is 10 feet away from a cow pen? Which I said, that is not a children's playground structure or whatever. That is to house either pigs or hay or whatever, a feeding trough for the wintertime. Were kids allowed to play on it while you had free labor building it? Yeah, we see the media for Beartaria Festival Media Day. When the men weren't busy throwing a log around a field, they were watching little, I'm not doing it.
That it's actually the exact opposite, where I can't financially do it. Like I don't want to do crowdfunds. Like
You what?
it's so stressful and it's so, I'm a leap of faith guy and it always works out. But I do also have to just register and see, are people saying one thing and doing something else? Like, do people actually...
Are you saying you're going to give me more money, but you don't give me more money?
do what they say or not? And if they don't, I'm the one left with the bag. So this is what I wrote on Beartaria Times. BB's secret life is his cookie jar. But I would, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing, is I'll tell you all my stuff. But if other people are involved, that affects people. Like, for example, when I told people about my dad, it was when it was affecting my mom so much that the secret was worse than the truth. I would have said that years before. You know, when I finally told you guys about that lawsuit, it was because other people were involved and it was finally okay to like reveal some of my story. It's never about me.
You know, speaking of daddy, I want to show you guys something here real quick. Speaking of daddy, let's see here. Man. Came across this here. I'll show you guys something. Let's see if you can see that. You know, again, Owen has reasons and excuses literally for everything. Did he have to go publicly and do what he did? For what? For whose benefit? And how is that protecting your mom? It's a lie. It's a complete lie. And that should be a hinge point of the changing of the course of your family for what you did to your dad with the yellow raincoat episode, Spiral, that I will link in the description. But this was from 2005, 20 years ago, okay? Wage peace, not war. On August 6, 2005, John Karras Smith, which is Owen's dad, was in Hiroshima, Japan at a commemoration of the 60th anniversary of the dropping of the atomic bomb. He was there as a guest of his former high school classmate and longtime friend, Tadatoshi Akaba, who is the mayor of Hiroshima. This is daddy right here, John Karras Smith on the left. And this is the mayor of Hiroshima, who's his buddy. The mayor of Hiroshima. Now, that harkens back, for me at least personally, of a video. Well, let me see if I have it here. Yeah. I'll play this here. You know, because I always said, what you know, like Alex Jones with Daddy, oh, you guys are fucking lucky I'm not in the CIA. But yet now, Owen, all of a sudden in the last several months, CIA this, CIA that, CIA this. I mean, how many dads, listen, do you understand the probability of your own dad, number one, being a professor since the 70s, number two, being world renowned, being on C-SPAN, all this, esoteric and high level knowledge about communication and fallacy and rhetoric and psychology and all these fucking things. Like, and then he's also buddies with the mayor of Hiroshima. Like, do you understand the probability of that? You know, and like with fucking Alex Jones, like this here.
I don't want the globalists to kill you, but they're going to put us in a position where I won't join them. I'm not going to aid them in killing you, even though I've been offered to join them, okay? You're saying I've been offered to join them. They offered my dad to join them. However they know how to pick people, they sure know who to try to get to join them. Because they got my dad to fully join him. He was with them for a while.
Yeah, but now he's not, right, Alex? Oh, did your dad have to sell his fishing boat? Did your dad sell his fishing boat?
Because they got my dad to fully join him. He was with them for a while, just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
My dad to fully join him. He was with them for a while, just a little bit. When he was in high school, already going to college.
Yeah, because the CIA recruits right out of high school, just for a little bit. We just want you to join the CIA for a little bit.
And if they ever got me, boy, you'd be in trouble, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, okay, buddy. All righty. Yeah. Tell us more, Owen, about poor Owen who had to dig through garbage cans and so hungry with mommy, daddy doctors in the prestigious Oswego, $100 and some $1,000 a year, 10-year professors. Oh, but Owen had to dig out of garbage cans. He was starving. Like this here. Oh, there's Owen. You still writing your book, Owen? Sunny Oswego, Living Writers. How long ago was this? Let's see here. Part of SUNY, Oswego's Living Writers series. Comedian and writer Owen Benjamin, a native of Oswego, speaks September 25th in Moreno Campus Center Auditorium. An Oswego native and son of communication studies faculty member John Karras Smith and English and creative writings Jean Troy Smith, Benjamin has appeared in such films as Husbanding Again, Jack and Jill, and All's Fair in Love. He has performed his unique stand-up over and over and over and over. Oh, no, it doesn't say that. He's performed unique stand-up musical comedy on Late Night with Jimmy Fallon once or twice, The Tonight Show, and Chelsea Lately. He was a lead character on the former TBS series Sullivan and Son, and has a book coming out next year from the publisher of Norton Books. 2017. Oh, so your book's been coming out for almost 20 years, Owen? Oh, wait, no, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So like 8 years. 8 years. Your book's still coming out. So one more thing about dear old daddy that I thought was very interesting. Mind you, this is before the yellow raincoat spiral. And this whole documentary is about his dad and how everybody loves him and how he's so great and this and that. But here's one thing he says towards the end of it that I find very sad.
Today.
But very enlightening if you look at how Owen publicly uses his children, okay?
If you would ask Dr. Smith his greatest accomplishment in life, he would say having children.
And being in a long-term, very happy marriage. But
a what? A what? Is this what Owen's going to say too one day? Is this what? Because according to Owen, his life has been hell his entire adult life at home. Really growing up the entire time, it was hell. Pure hell. But, okay. So, but his dad has a completely polar opposite view.
Marriage. But children, I guess there's an old German expression that roughly translates, children are always a sign of hope. And so children for me doesn't mean ego, that somebody carries on your name. I don't care. I care about that. I care about people of intelligence and sensitivity.
Isn't that remarkable? Yeah. You know, I guess so. I mean, there's the reality that if Owen said what he has said it publicly about his dad is true, then this is all a grift and a little shiny, pinky ring of the perfect home and what children really mean. So if he's telling the truth, then Owen's a fucking liar, lunatic. But if Owen's telling the truth, then daddy's using children and family and marriage as a prop. Right, Owen? Was it just a prop? Is it just a prop? Like media day with you tightening a bolt on a fucking tractor, a $10,000 tractor. I'm teaching the children how to work on tractors. I've been at the Hollywood Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. I've toured the world in the biggest venues on planet Earth. I've heard the laughter of hundreds of thousands of people. Teaching my children how to work is the most valuable thing. Really? Yeah. Just a prop, right, Owen? Just a prop for your benefit. Is that what is, because I'm sure right now you cringe when you hear daddy say this, because you know the hell he put you through, right? In reality, let's be real, right? And mommy, the lies, right? What are you doing, sir? You ever think of that? Why do I think of it is the question. You're the one putting it in the public. And see, you talk about secrets. I mean, throwing fingers up your ass and you fantasize on your wife getting ravaged. These are all things you have said publicly. Can you imagine the secrets that he keeps? Wow.
And that's just my personality. And it's a crazy life, guys. It's like, can be painful. And when you have that type of freedom, when you're a comedian and you're mining that shame, like when I feel shame or when I feel fear or anxiety or something, I mine it for the joke. Strangers tell me their secrets all the time. Not sure why. I never ask their names. Me too, bro. That's why I love bear names. I naturally am the guy, strangers will tell me all of their secrets. Like, if I wasn't 6'8", I bet the CIA would have tried to recruit me. It's like, there's something about me when people are like...
What's that, Alex? Oh, we're lucky. The Bears are lucky that you're not. Oh, okay. Yeah, what about the kid who lured all the firemen up there in Coeur d'Alene, right? Right near Ursa Rio, right, buddy? Fedland, the white resistance, the redoubt, right? Could you imagine if he got that $2 million piece of property? Could you imagine? He'd have been the leader that he was formed into being. Scruffy beard, scruffy hair, scruffy everything. Clean cut comedy. No, we got a new role for you, buddy. That blew up, huh? Aw. Don't worry. There's still a lot of, I'm not talking about it. But yeah, we're still investigating to see if that kid was a Beartard or not up there in Coeur d'Alene who, And again, this is who these people are. You know what I mean? Right? This is who these fucking people are. Human touch. Oh my God. What do you think? Normally functioning people join this cult and follow Owen Benjamin, who has zero truth in him? Yeah.
I once killed a squirrel. And I think that's one of the things that really infuriated the cameraman was telling some of those, but it wasn't because I was necessarily like judging or trying to hurt the guy. I'm like, listen, he's telling me some stuff that I'm not like... It sounds almost like a threat at this point. You know what I mean?
So making fun of somebody publicly who needed money to buy their babies diapers, that's not that's for public consumption, Owen. That's not to hurt the guy. You're a fucking liar, Owen. Man the fuck up. You're a liar, sir. Start trying to tell the truth. You cannot tell the truth. You can't. That's why you will never acknowledge Covert Radio, because you can't. And that's why we will never have a conversation, because it'll be over in 2 minutes, because you cannot tell the fucking truth. The more information somebody confides in you about is the more weapons you have to use later down the road. You have proved this over and over and over and over and over. So the fact that you're trying to rewrite, history here, which again, I know for a fact is anchoring, it's your anchoring bias, but I'm never going to allow you to give inaccurate information, Owen, ever. If you want to support this type of media and allow me to do this more, become a Covert Radio Tribunal member. Hold pieces of shit like Owen Benjamin accountable who targets the public to fuel his lifestyle. And there's no rules. It doesn't matter how much he has to lie, what the new lie is, what the grift is, what he has to promise you. Just give him money, allow him and his family not to have employment, and you can all watch him live his best life, right? See, Tommy, and I don't want to talk about Tommy, but some witch bitch keeps trying to dig into my life for some reason. Go fucking spend time with your grandkids. Oh, you can't. Everybody's disowned you. I forgot. Your mouth-breathing lunacy, fucking psychosis, dopamine addiction on the internet won't allow you to. And they all hate you. I know. And see, I'm not going to get into it, but I know. And I could do a lot, but I won't. But thank God. Listen, I'm not getting into it. Okay. Acknowledging my existence. Yeah, no. You're so far out of my league. It's pathetic. I'm glad that I can keep giving you content. The day you're my content, it's so fucking cringy and pathetic. What would you do without Covert Radio? What would you do? Nothing. Wait to die. That's it, really. Oh boy. Yeah, but I'm not going to allow you to keep giving inaccurate information, Owen. I'm not. And a lot of the shit you talk about is irrelevant anyway. And Tommy tried to do that. When he robbed, he robbed all these people. He did all this crowdfunding for a documentary that never transpired until he was going to get sued, and he took his cell phone and said it was, and he talked to a few people and called it the documentary, which was, hey, you know what I mean? But he was he was banned from every crowdsourcing, crowdfunding site. I mean, Indiegogo, all of it. He cannot have an account on all of them. And every time he would try to use somebody to have an account, we'd find it would get it shut down, okay? So when it came up to right before, we were, it was about to go to court, well, lawsuit wise, I should say. When a lot of talk for lawsuit for fund misappropriation and, embezzlement, all kinds of shit, you know what I mean? Let alone the ethical violations of it all and all that shit. And Tommy didn't have a bunch of shell companies either, or a banker working for him to try to fucking hide as much as this as he can, which I'm going to play a video here. That just reminded me of something. But Tommy, towards the end, he started doing shit like this. He'd be like, I spent all that money buying Cadillacs and mansions because y'all want me to see, y'all want to see me live like this. Y'all want to see me live in mansions. Y'all want to see me in a Cadillac, rare Cadillac with cinnamon leather. That's what you want. You want me to ball out. And then he tried to ask for money for his lifestyle fund because you want to watch Tommy Sotomayor ball out. This is after he blew like $1 million. What, Owen? Huh? This ain't my first rodeo, boy. I should call a doctor. Does anybody know any good doctors? Don't talk to me. We're in the big room. No. Just stand there. Look in the glass. Look in the glass. Look in the glass. And you know what's crazy? They still control the left monitor. Do you understand? Those who know. Okay. They still have control over my left monitor. This is high level shit. Okay. You don't understand what's going on. You know, because next is going to be a theory that Owen actually works for me, or I work for Owen. And the whole involvement of Covert Radio was to bring us to the point we're at right now. The last goodbye, farewell, event, just sail off into the sunset. And me and Permy and Owen and Woody and a couple other people, we all get to whack up about $2 million in property. And I'm going to have about 10 acres. I already have the house builder in Missouri. You know what I mean? Like, how do you know? How do you know? This is high level shit. Okay. It's not true. I'm saying what if though, and this is the type of shit they started with me years ago. You know what I mean? But I'm literally 10 steps ahead of you. Literally. It's so sad. It's actually comical watching it. Oh, what other stone you going to overturn? Oh, no. I mean, who the fuck do you think put the stones there, you dumb bitch? Huh? You're out of your league. Go knit a fucking scarf, lunatic, before you really piss me off. For real. Okay? But no, Owen, nobody wants to watch you live your best life, legend. Okay? No, that's not what we're doing here. Okay, buddy?
But I know stuff about all kinds of people, and I don't even want to, which is probably why they tell me. And I'm very aware of this. I know I can come across as the uncle that's always asking for money, and I don't want to do that anymore, frankly. And I'm about to lay down exactly where I'm at financially and what we're going to do moving forward, because I know how to get money out of people, and I won't do it.
Oh, and why do you do it? Do you want me to take these clips? I know how to get money out of people. I know you can. Listen to the whole intro. I'll play it on the outro of how he knows PSYOPs. He knows COINTELPRO. He knows how to control people. He knows that's all your words, Owen. I think you've done pretty fucking good, buddy, right? For not wanting to take money out of people's pockets, and there's still no campground. There's still no campground, and then you have piles of garbage, literally like this here. Where are we at? Come on, now you got me thinking, Owen. I'm back, okay? Where are we at? Yeah, let's see here. Oh, yeah, this is always one of my faves right here. This is going to make it into the master cut. Oh, come on. No, it won't play. Figures. Oh, wait, there it is. I think this happened last time. Yeah. You know what it is? Guys, can you bring this up on my left monitor? Hold on. Here we go.
And let's do this. So here.
Okay, I'm going to have to, I'll drag it. Here we go. Okay, here we go. What's that, Owen? Real quick. Blueberries in the corner.
And let's do this. So here is And I know you're going to be tempted to be like, oh, the hypocrisy. Hypocrisy doesn't matter. It's so beyond that, to the point where this is like the end of satire level crazy, in my opinion. This is why I started saying that the most likely scenario is the funniest, that like real life became the joke. Okay. And I'll show you, not only is this sound crazy just by itself, I'll show you in contrast to what actually happened. It's a complete reversal. It's completely upside down. And how generous I was. Anyone who knows me personally, I am not motivated by money at all. And I try to be incredibly generous. If I ever seem like I care a lot about money, one, it's because I want to continue doing Beartaria and doing the things that we do.
Sure.
And because I know that a lot of people care a lot about money.
Not
and I
you.
watch people destroy their lives for like trying to get unearned money. Like I watch it all the time. And so I'm like, oh, people really care about money. And then I'll do an episode on usury or on financial stuff, or try to talk about small businesses or how money works. Oh, you're just obsessed with money. Usually those are the people that covet it the most. Okay. BB is very generous. You as well, Seek Out. I'm not looking for I can also be a miser in a sense. Like I also, like me and Permy were laughing about that 10% discount at Home Depot. Like I really like money. Like I like seeing a balance that's like legit. Like that,
Balance.
I'm like pumped.
I'm pumpy pump beer. When I see a balance, I'm pumped. I don't like money, you guys. I like money, you guys. Speaking of banker boy, let's play a oldie but goodie here. Tell us all about it.
Silver and gold and shit.
I thought about wanting, like, could you go in and do that? I don't know.
Not that I'm just saying, like, are they like, hey, here you got a little silver, you got to pay tax on that?
No, I don't know what they draw the line at, and whether it's like, because I don't think that it's just physical assets, right? I think it's stuff having to do with the possibility of like production.
Yeah, like commerce.
Yeah, that's because
like a beef company.
They're not going to tax you on like your desk, right? But if you owned an office, you probably have to pay like office equipment tax, right? So, but if you're an educational organization or a church or a government organization, you don't have to pay personal property taxes. So, I'm putting my banker brain to that. Like, I'm clearly not going to start a church. That's just a brain to that. Like, I'm clearly my banker brain to that. Like, my banker brain to that. Putting my banker brain to that. Putting my banker brain to that. Like, I'm clearly not going to start a church. That's just a nightmare. But I'm like,
yeah, people are telling me that. They're like, dude, you're the perfect guy to do the church thing. I'm like, but in metaphysical reality, that's a claim I don't want a responsibility for.
Exactly.
I'm like, how do I do something where I'm not claiming some, like, because my claims have to be real. I just have to know, I don't want to lie in the game, but because you don't have to. Hang on, like Boer Bear just said, I know a guy that sold his business in gold to avoid taxes. Yeah, there's some crazy shit with.
We need to look into that a little more.
Tomorrow at 10, I'm going to be talking about peanuts. Wag the dog.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
I'm going to talk about the movie Wag the Dog. Guys make the fucking money. How are they always the most insane about insurance and taxes? The Jews. It's insane. It's your game.
That is, they got to make sure everybody's playing it right.
Oh no.
Exactly.
What other secrets?
Fear, right? That's an emptiness. Fear and inadequacy. If you don't have this product, if you don't do this, you will be killed or beaten or embarrassed or humiliated, or you are not lovable, you're not attractive, you're stupid, you're going to be a social outcast. That's marketing 101. And so I simply say, if you want it, buy it. Give me money. Like, that's it. If you want to go this fast.
That's not what you've said, though, you fucking liar. That's not what you've said. Now you're saying it. But that you've said everything but. You've used fear. You've used the pandemic. You've used the government. You've used tyranny. You've used the elections. You've used the banking system over and over and over and over. You've used food scarcity. You've used financial scarcity, money scarcity. You've used the fiat system, the digital currency. You're a fucking liar. And I have it all, Owen. I have it all. You've used it all. So now, with the very last remnants of the drooling mouth breathers, just give me money or don't. Just give me money. I mean, I bought you guys bought me $2 million worth of shit. Just give me more. You're a fucking liar, dude.
Forward. Because I know how to get money out of people and I won't do it. Fear, right? That's an emptiness. Fear, and
you've done nothing but exploit these people for 6 years, Owen. You've used every single opportunity. See, now I'm getting pissed. Listen, every opportunity he could have used, almost every day, sometimes 3, 4 hours a day, flooding the minds of these Beartards, flooding them with specific imagery, specific talking points, sounds, colors, vernacular, repeating slogans, their own language, crushing, gravy, crushing, bear names. It's all surgically chosen to exploit vulnerable people. There's a thing, not only this anchoring bias he's using, there's a thing called availability bias. It's availability heuristic. And again, he's now just using weapon after weapon after weapon. And he's calling back to what people can just have in their memory. And he's trying to implant memories that aren't real. And it's a cognitive bias where they're like, they don't even think about, they can't think about it. Every day, he's used every opportunity he could to get in these fucking people's heads. And it worked for 6 years. And all these dummies, they stop using their own instincts. Because they're surrounded by the cult and they only see propaganda. They only read pro-cult material. This is literally Dear Leader in North Korea. Literally. And every bit of real, verifiable, undeniable truth that Covert Radio, the Covert Radio Tribunal, Alan Powell, Adam Camacho, many other people, and I'm talking specifically about people I've had on the broadcast. It's undeniable truth. But these people, they've stopped using their instincts. They've stopped relying, because all Owen has to say is gamma, troll. That's all he has to say. See, that's not working that much anymore. Because with every one of the core people like Anchor Bear and Jim Bob and Gagan, and every time one of them leave, 100 other people walk out behind them. This is behavioral modification. This is a psyop. And now he's gotten to the point of just saying, hey, just give me fucking money or it's all ending, you fucking idiots. That's basically what he's saying.
Inadequacy. You know, if you don't have this product, if you don't do this, you will be killed or beaten or embarrassed or humiliated, or you are not lovable, you're not attractive, you're stupid, you're going to be a social outcast. That's marketing 101. And so I simply say, if you want it, buy it, give me money. Like, that's it. If you want to go to this festival, get tickets early so we can budget. I'm about to show you the budget and where I'm at financially, and it's a joke, okay? Because I think that this bear community has some of the best people in it, people that can actually just be free. On some level. I mean, none of us are completely free. We all have something, you know, we all have that want for continuity, that fear of some material thing.
See, he can't stop telling truth, though. This is what, I don't know if he's spun out on pharmaceuticals or what, but he's telling you what anchor bias is. He's purposely, or I don't think it's purposeful, it's accidentally telling you what anchoring bias is. He's telling you right to your face that he's exploiting you.
But just to be able to say, I'm not going to lie to you, and this is what it is, and I will be transparent about everything. And then one reason I get these trolls.
You mean now, 6 years later, after you've you're after hundreds of acres of property free and clear, now you're going to do accounting and be no. It don't work like that, Owen. Sorry, it don't work like that.
Just to be able to say, I'm not going to lie to you, and this is what it is, and I will be transparent about everything. And then one reason I get these trolls sometimes, which has kind of gone away a lot, which is cool. And I have some theories about that.
Which it has not at all. It has not at all. You have lunatic dopamine addict, fucking lunatics who have changed their attention to me for some reason. When they started this, they brought they are the ones, they could not stay in their fucking lane and do what they were good at, which is finding information and bringing it out. That wasn't good enough. Listen, I don't care. You're either my friend or you're my enemy. There is no gray area with Covert Radio. You didn't want to stay in your fucking lane. You wanted to bring my name into a disparaging frame of light. And listen, what do you think? What do you think? I'm going to fucking listen. All I'm saying is this. The trolls haven't gone away. They haven't gone away. They're refocused. Whatever happened to a guy named Texas Goat, have no fucking clue. Whatever happened to, listen, I'm not getting into that. There's no redirection. The only thing that has happened is a limited hangout. That's it. So in Owen's mind, he believes, oh, the trolls went away. The fucking Reddit has never been stronger. The Owen Benjamin subreddit with over 6,000 subs, the Gamma Hive is what he used to call it. It's never been more active. It's never been stronger. He's lying to you.
People are like, no, but you have to provide for me. And so the question before I get in.
No, they have to provide for you, fancy boy, right? This is mirroring now. This is the polar opposite of reality, right?
Into this, the question I'm going to ask you is if you have any problem with this whatsoever, you feel any anger, you feel any feeling of resentment, ask yourself, what did I morally do wrong and what should I do? And really articulate that to me. And if you...
He's fishing. He's fishing. He wants to... Listen, Owen, they're gone. Those people are gone. You know that. You know that. And 1,000 people have told you 1,000 different ways. But what he wants to do is act like there's no voices out there anymore who are just so, critical of what you've done. Promising people, give me $400 and you and your family can have a safe place to camp multiple times, multiple states. It's never happened one time. The only thing that has happened provable on paper for somebody who has no income, no job, and no employment is they put the same, they put a 10% 10-acre parcel under the same company that the campground's under, and it's been nonstop construction and investment nonstop for 5 years now. Every year, the information's right here, sir. Tax records don't lie, sir. Every year you've doubled almost the investment into your property. And the tax assessment is you've made over $1 million improvement into your own property that was purchased for $200,000 that is now worth $1.6 million. There is no campground. Can my family come there and stay with my $400 donation? And forget fucking Missouri. I mean, it's clearly being used for a cattle company that nobody has anything to do with that invested in the campground in Missouri. There's 5 people, if that, who are taking the lion's share of money. Coddington, Permy Bear, whoever the fuck else. I mean, because here's the reality, Owen. You got exactly, 7 weeks now? 7 weeks? 55 days until the festival. I literally couldn't believe this. Look. This is BeartariaTimes.com. Here, I'll refresh again. I'm refreshing. Beartaria Times. We're sorry. It's not available. And there's fucking 7 weeks away before the big event. And they don't even have a fucking website working. But guess what is working? Oh, Beartaria beef. High quality grass-fed beef. Beartaria beef, yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh, here's the partners. The silent partners, I guess. Beartaria Campground. Who the fuck is that? The thousands and thousands of people that put $400 in, or another $1,000 to build bathrooms or to get water or whatever? Who partners? Since when? Since you say so? Hey, management, beef production. Now we have 25 cows plus, and then we have more acreage now. We have more acreage now. Looky, this is all the land we have now. This is supposed to be a fucking campground, and this is what money has been raised for years, since 2021, 2022. Not one campsite. Not one. They have a working website, newsletters, partners, solutions for agricultural needs, and year-round management. Year-round management? Where? In the place that Woody lives? On a campground that the public is being sourced for? Okay. All right. But here's the big festival. Not even a fucking website. Not even a website. Go ahead, Owen. What now? What?
Can't think of anything, then it's just life.
Oh, just
okay?
Life. You just got fucked, okay? If you can't tell me, articulate what I did wrong, then it's just fucking life. Get over it. Plebe. Right, Owen? Yeah, just life, buddy.
The trolls got bored with you. You actually want to know what happened, in my opinion? And this is why I'm a bit of an alchemist, and I think things are always balanced. So there was a cameraman situation with an alleged. And within that community, so he started this fundraiser to have an alleged, like a suit against me for defamation, because I made fun of him for being Mexican, literally. And then I broke a contract that did not exist. And he owned a special, but I didn't pay him enough. Even though he owned it, I also didn't pay him enough as my employee, but he didn't own it. And he's suing me in California, even though I haven't been to California since way before I ever met him. Okay, it's all nonsense and bullshit. But so he was crowdfunding to get money to sue me from all of my trolls. And he would go in there and say, we must stop him. He's hurt you, right? He made fun of panda bears. He called you a homo. He kicked you out of a chat. Give me money, right? And so they were all giving him money. And then he got in a fight with one of the other trolls, in which he's yelling at the other troll. This is all true. And he's like, she knows Ursa Rio isn't a scam. Like that he's trying to hurt her. And everybody's just like, what? I thought you just said it's all a scam. And he's like, she knows it's not a scam. She just did that to hurt him.
Again, I don't give a fuck what Adam Camacho says. I don't give what alleged woman says. I don't care, Owen. I'm going by what I see, what I've seen. I saw you and Sam hire a professional videographer, brand manager from Hollywood to create a literal forever living dream propaganda piece to continuously pull money out of people's pockets as a sales pitch what do they call it? Timeshare investment. You hurried up with the labor you had available at the time, built fairy tale bullshit that you still am honing. You're honing now by yourself, but there's still no campground. There's still, it looks like a fairy village, and it's going to look good on propaganda and on websites and on pamphlets to continue to give you more money. We're in the home stretch, you guys. We're in the home stretch. Don't you want your family to come here and stay in this cabin, you guys? Look, there's a lamp and a book. Hey, lady, can't you imagine you and your husband and your child spending a weekend here for $1,000? I mean, can't you imagine? Can you imagine? That's what I saw. A movie set. It is a movie set because shortly afterwards, both documentaries in Missouri and in Idaho, you fucking pull the permits and continue nonstop construction on your own private residence. So again, Ursa Rio being real, is it a real place? Yes, it's real. Did you ever really intend to finish it? My opinion, no, I don't believe you did. I don't believe you did. I think you are that good of a liar that you fooled a bunch of people. And the IQ of the perpetual target has gotten lower and lower and lower and lower. And now here we are. That's what I think. I don't care what Adam Camacho says. I don't care what any of them say. I'm going by what I saw and what my opinion is. And I'm basing that off of what I know to be true. That's very coincidental of what you are doing, like what Umar Johnson is doing with a school that is never, ever going to be finished. 8 years now, $2 million plus. And the school is actually getting worse. Now it's been vandalized. Oh, and all the copper and all this shit and the havoc's been ripped out, you guys. Spray paint everywhere. Oh, my God, another $1 million to repair it. Really? Yeah. So, whatever, Owen. Keep framing this however it feels good. And for the 100 people that are listening to you, okay? Go ahead.
And everyone's like, wait, no, the whole mythology around Owen Benjamin is it's all a land scam, and that's how he built his house because he's a gay Jewish deep state, right?
Where's the campground at then, sir? You did build your house. You put over $1 million into that piece of property based on the tax records. There wasn't $1 million put into Missouri. There wasn't $1 million put into Ursa Rio, right? I'm going by actual provable numbers. And you said you were going to show numbers here. You still haven't.
And it's like, no, she lied about that. And everybody's like, other trolls, in which he's yelling at the other troll. This is all true. And he's like, she knows Ursa Rio isn't a scam. Like that he's trying to hurt her. And everybody's just like, what? I thought you just said it's all a scam. And he's like, she knows it's not a scam. She just did that to hurt him. And everyone's like, wait, no, the whole mythology around Owen Benjamin is it's all a land scam, and that's how he built his house because he's a gay Jewish deep state, right? And it's like, no, she lied about that. And everybody's like, and so they went along with it for a bit, and now it's just dead. Now they're trying to relive the past.
Who's trying to relive the past?
It's hilarious.
Who's reliving the past there? Fucking anchoring bias? Who's trying to, you guys, it's the way out, you get? Yeah. Yeah, who's trying to relive the past? And if you want my other opinion on this lunatic in another country, why would she give a millionaire movie star $400 for a camp spot or camping rights that she will never, ever, ever, ever take advantage of? Why? I'll tell you why, in my opinion. She also has other LARPs and grifts, my opinion, that she had planned on peddling to the Beartaria universe. Just like every one of the other peddlers in your little cult, the grounded extracts guy, you guys, they all come back and kiss the ring, you guys. And I'm not talking about the ring on my finger, you guys. I'm talking about in my private spot. They all come back. They all bow. I'm telling you guys. Yeah, they want that money again. There's a coffee company and paraplegic something or whatever, and this and all that. I don't know. All these people are making thousands and maybe tens of thousands of dollars a month off the Beartard push, right? Keep it in the cult. Keep it in the cult. Buy your dope here. Buy your fucking kratom here. Buy this here. Buy your coffee there. Buy your candles and soap here. Buy this. It's all revolving door, right? So here she comes with her fucking LARPy book or whatever. Oh, what's a $400 investment to get Beartards to big up her and buy her fucking shit off of Amazon? I mean, you never thought of that? Who the fuck would invest $400 in a campground in another country? Amazon is worldwide, right? Beartaria is not worldwide, right? It's worldwide, you get. I'm talking about the campground. You never put that together, Owen. You never put that together. Sounds like somebody might be dipping in the piss. I don't know. Maybe you got piss on the brain, dude.
You don't get dehydrated. We're like dying laughing.
Yeah.
Turns out piss might be legit, by the way, but whatever.
See, it's happening, guys.
I mean, dude, everybody's into the piss thing here. I'm like, right? How stupid's the piss? And the New Zealanders like, oh, it's stem cell, mate. It cured me fucking AIDS. I'm like, what? And then someone else.
Stem cells and piss. Okay.
He's like, oh yeah, dude. It like gives you a lot of energy. I'm like, oh god.
Everyone, he's been holding out. He's known about the piss on.
Jesus, I never knew you. Oh, you guys. Oh, everyone. I never knew you were so sweet. Oh, Starboy Tripolot. Oh, he's just a sweetie pie, you guys. I didn't know. Oh.
Right? How stupid's the piss? And the New Zealanders like, oh, it's stem cell, mate. It cured me fucking AIDS. I'm like, what? And then someone else is like, oh yeah, dude. It like gives you a lot of energy. I'm like, oh god.
Everyone, he's been holding out. He's known about the piss on your athlete's foot.
External, yeah.
On
like,
your athlete's feet. Yeah.
I piss on my athletes. Dude, Elvis used to put it on his face for acne, you know?
Yeah.
I've drunk 120 gallons.
120 gallons of piss.
120
And he said he's like, what did you say? Were you like, I'm an amateur? What did you say? When you're like, I'm just trying it out?
Yeah, I'm trialing it.
Dude, 120 gallons.
Yeah, Frankie's very, very thorough.
Yeah.
120 gallons.
Yeah, Frankie's very, very. Oh, yeah.
20 gallons of piss.
Yeah.
Because to me,
why don't you drink my magic piss? Oh, Permy, don't you have magic piss with tomato seeds? Oh, what's wrong with these fucking dudes? Oh.
I heard that, like, if you're on a desert island, you can't drink your piss or you'll, like, immediately die.
Incorrect. If you cycle it, it turns into coconut water.
I mean, what? And then I asked
Frankie, when you cycle, doesn't it get cleaner and cleaner?
Frankie, let Owen have a taste. Frankie.
Cleaner?
Yeah.
Frankie, will you tell the people your experience?
Okay.
Frankie, did you give me a check for this dome that you're building, or was it? I can't remember. Was it a cashier's check for $1,200, Frankie?
Just come on over here. Wobbly, enjoy hearing a fellow accent of the most peaceful people in the world.
Hey, Wobbly.
Dude, the New Zealanders didn't even kill their...
Yikes. Yeah. There is another part to this, part 2, but yeah, I'm just getting too pissed off. And I do want to play one last thing, and I'll play this every fucking video just to remind people. See right here on the left, can you guys see that? Yeah, not really. Let me do this. See this right here? Right here? See that? That is the child's play structure. Literally 10 feet away from their cow business here. Shitting, pissing. And in another 6-7 weeks, there's going to be food here and kids rolling around. Okay? Just want you to understand what this is.
Maybe I don't see a 16 anywhere else.
Milking stalls.
That's a steer. Boom. He's looking good.
What's going on here, Permy?
There they are.
We just got our temporary, because these panels aren't ours. Thanks, Classic Game Dad Bear.
Oh, what's wrong? Oh, thank you.
Temporary sorting facility set up. We just picked up a squeeze chute, so safety just went way up, and now we're getting the cows acclimated.
Oh.
So we're going to work them next weekend, castrate the ones that need to be castrated, get a good inventory, and see who's ready to get butchered. I think we've got 2 steers this year that are ready to get butchered. So, got a black one over there, I believe, and then we've got a brown one that I don't see. Oh no, he's right there. I'm pretty sure he's 16 just heading us off.
Yeah.
This calf is not liking the plastic he's standing in.
Yep, there he is. So he's ready. He's got a full brisket. He's got his happy lines, and he's got a fat cap a little bit on either side of his tail.
Oh, this is Beartaria beef, right? This is where they're standing right here.
So right there, center frame, not the big guy. That guy's going to be who we're eating at the festival this year.
Oh, well. My big banker brain is just working overtime.
We have a little calf coming to say
My
hi.
hands are on fire. I can't quit rubbing them together, you guys. Oh, my big banker brain. Did I tell you about my magic tomato? I'm Covert Radio. This is part 1, I guess, because there's a whole other part, but maybe I'll just include that in the next video. If you want to support this type of media, become a Covert Radio Tribunal member. Links will be in the description. Allow me to do this more. And, yeah, leave a comment. I read every comment, and, we'll go from there. But I'm still waiting to be proven wrong and be told how I have this so wrong, right? This is Covert Radio, brutally honest, fearlessly unapologetic talk radio. You guys take care. Have a good day.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Sometimes it does get a little burdensome to cross have to bear that for whatever reason I understand how to rule the world. Like social engineering and psyops and how people are manipulatable and what rulers actually have to go through and how they do it.
I see as clear as day.
Most people don't. You're given that for a reason. The good news is There's got to be a reason I know this stuff, and I think it's because, God granted me this insight. Social engineering is my aptitude doesn't begin to explain it. And meth being nice, I know it might sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I'm not. This is literally a burdensome gift. Do you know how few people understand how to rule the entire world through spells?
Are you sure you want to do this, son? You want to go to war with me?
From an undisclosed location, deep in an occupied zone, you are listening to Covert.